Hey nerds! It's Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Exclusive tabletop game podcast for the Pacific Northwest. All levels of gamers. Analog gaming. Tabletop news. Dungeons and Dragons and magic. Stupid, mindless banter.
There will definitely be some. That's probably our best. That's our best feature.
You are listening to the Geeks of Cascadia podcast.
Hey geeks, Blue Samurai here. It's episode 61. Woohoo! I am with
Rebeculous, and I am with.
I'm still Paul.
And you are listening to Geeks of Cascadia, and we got a really good show for you. We're bringing back a game review. Parks.
Yes, Parks.
Yes. I haven't played it.
I haven't played it either. I saw people playing it, but I know that really like it. I saw my friends buy it on social medias.
Is it just you run a park?
I don't know other than that much, but Doug's going to get into that because Doug loves it, and Doug is going to do the review.
Yes, and then towards the end, we've got a little interview with our good friend at Around the Table, Tim Morgan of Around the Table in Lynnwood, Washington. Mm-hmm. Just so you know, a little disclosure, this is from Dragonflight, so anything that's time-based. Yes. This was in August of 2019. Yes. And also, for those of you out there that may not know this, we're in Washington State, and Washington State is gaining a hockey team, professional hockey team.
No, you seriously.
It's true. And you know, they haven't got the name yet, but we have suggestions. Yes. I'm thinking Flumps.
Flumps would be great. I think that's perfect.
They're great. They care. They're gassy. Uh-huh. They like to talk.
Yeah. That's us.
Seattle.
100%.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
That's pretty good.
I think you should start a Facebook group supporting this. I think you should do that. And I think you listeners and viewers should join that group.
That's right. Spread the word.
If they do they get T-shirts?
If they pay money for a T-shirt,
I can't.
T-shirts aren't free.
Well, somebody gave this to us because this is
so cute.
Somebody's own money.
Yes.
It's not for sale anywhere.
Can
not
they
yet.
see it? The flump with the hockey stick there?
Yeah.
Down there like that? When are they?
I can send you an image of it. Huh?
When is the name being selected? When are they
at the
voting
end? Actually, they're doing it at the All-Star game. They're announcing the name. So maybe it'll be Flumps.
I'm surprised you didn't want like the Blue Samurai or something like that.
No, Flumps.
Yeah, Flumps.
Because Blue Samurai are gassy and what else?
No, they're awesome. They're awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, what else we got going on? What you got?
It's December. News? Well, we've got this thing called Christmas Con. Mm-hmm. It's going to be on the 25th at your house, everybody's house.
Oh, okay.
I get it.
Okay. I was like,
What if, there may be
or holidays,
if you like this. If you like this convention, there may be the exchanging of gifts. Is a thing that happens. Sometimes there's drinking. I know at my house there will be drinking.
Right.
The nog.
No,
that's right. You're a hater.
But there's also some holidays like Hanukkah Con.
Hanukkah Con.
That's like a couple days long, right?
Oh, it's like the 10 days, I think.
Kwanzaa Con.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think it's more than 10, but
I don't know.
Someone's gonna.
Let's not forget Boxing Day.
Write us at geekswithcascadia@gmail.com and let us know how long and exactly when Hanukkah is.
Okay.
It changes every year.
Actually, it starts Sunday, December 22nd to Monday the 30th.
And that's
December 30th.
8 days? Because that's how long the oil lasted. Yes, it's 8 days.
Is that the thing where you don't eat all day and then you eat it?
No, that's Yom Kippur.
Oh.
That's the Day of Atonement.
But
Did they get like 12 times as many presents as we Christmas people get?
Yes, but they get like socks and stuff a lot of days.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
You need to get socks.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Like a board game every day or some dice. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to convert for the gifts.
Dreidel, I made it out of clay.
My name's already
I want
Rebecca.
to thank all of our listeners out there. You guys really love the Rick and Morty episodes.
Thanks for listening, watching, everything.
Yes. Especially Vancouver, Washington. You're listening a lot. And Denmark. Don't know why.
Denmark.
Thank you, Denmark.
Yes.
I'm Danish.
Are you?
I am.
You said you're
Peterson.
You said you're
S-E-N.
You said you're
It's Danish, mofo.
Whoa.
You said you're Indian.
And
You can be more than one thing.
Danish
you
Indian?
can. You actually.
Steve, are
can
you
be
only one thing?
I'm awesome. I'm 100% awesome. Anyway, so con news.
Con news.
Yes.
Well, there's this time of year. There's really only one convention on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That is OrcaCon. OrcaCon is in Bellevue, Washington, the 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Hilton. Also, at part of the Red Lion, because we're expanding into the Red Lion next door.
Wow.
By the way, you can park at the Red Lion as well as at the Hilton to
Yes.
attend OrcaCon. Then there will be signs stating that.
Isn't that
free.
the
Parking's free.
Lannister thing, the Red Lion? Isn't that like Lannister kind of territory? So if you park there, really, you're showing your devotion to House Lannister. Anyway.
Yes. Well,
Go
you know, Nikolai Coster-Waldau is also from a small town in Denmark.
Oh, is he?
And I have a relative from a
circle.
very small town in that, like a grandfather, a great-great-grandfather from that small town. So I'm related to Jamie Lannister.
6 degrees
So
of
I
still
get,
Paul.
That's right.
Damn.
So at OrcaCon, we've got so many things going on. We have got, obviously, 24-hour gaming starting at 10 o'clock Friday, running through 6 p.m. Sunday. We've got a great big play-to-win library. We've got an open play library. We have got a ton of scheduled games. So if you've already purchased your badge in advance, you can go on to Sketch and schedule games and panels and stuff like that. We've got tournaments coming. And a bunch of demo tables from Playtest Northwest, who we love. They're our favorites. And food trucks. Some of the food trucks we've got lined up, there's not all solidified, but these ones are. We've got Beanfish, those wonderful little Japanese waffles with wonderful, funky fillings.
Good funky.
They are delicious. They're good funky. We've got Where You At Matt, which is Cajun. We got Little Jay's Super Dog.
Oh, he is cute.
Yeah, he's super cute. Keep your nose to the ground. Gourmet hot dog, sausages, and French fries by truck. Hot dog is my favorite food group. And we've got Off the Res.
Are there any healthy alternatives here?
We try to offer healthier things in all of these things.
A lot of us are fat. Okay.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe I want a
you
salad
are.
truck,
Yeah.
which I don't. But
We try to offer this is just a sampling of the trucks I'm excited for. So
very
there's
good. There's a lot of
a
good trucks.
variety of things.
Yeah.
Off the Res, Seattle's first native food truck, and it's delicious. It's a little bit messy, but it is really, really good. But we even have breakfast food trucks. One of them is going to be Sunny Up. Some of their
I was going to ask you that in the morning. When
in the morning.
people
Yes,
get up and
yes.
have coffee.
Yeah.
There's a coffee truck. It's going to be there all day till they run out.
Excellent.
Sunny Up is one of the breakfast food trucks. So, if you were there last year, you saw their wonderful menu containing things like the Ruth Bacon Ginsburg,
I got there when they left.
the Mia Ham, Pastrami Klein, Sausage Patty Smith. I can't say this one.
Frida Avocado.
Frida Avocado.
Oh, sorry, don't bang the table.
And there's the Plain Jane Goodall.
Oh, you skipped the Nina smoked salmon.
Nina Smoked Salmon.
Because you don't know who Nina
I
Simone is.
don't know who Nina Simone
That's
is.
all right.
I'm an
You
old
can't
person.
know everybody.
But that's got Nova Lox,
probably related
egg,
to her
dill
in
cream
some way.
cheese, pickled red onion. I love pickled red onion.
Sounds pretty good. I'm salivating.
And we have hit the right tab, Paul. Industry guests. We've got Catherine Cross. Unfortunately, Aaron Bowersox, our guest of honor, who also goes by Pop Muertos online, his wife is with child and is due during OrcaCon, so he's not going to make it to OrcaCon, but we still will have the shirts and the programs are going to feature his art, which is it's really, really cute.
That is a missed opportunity. They should just have their freaking baby.
They should.
at
They should name their
OrcaCon.
baby OrcaCon.
That's right.
Oh my God.
OrcaCon von Dragonflight.
That is the best name
Wouldn't that
ever.
not be
People
great?
don't name their babies like that anymore. They name them
We've got Mike Robles, Carmen Marin, Bianca Anderson, who I worked PAX with a couple years ago.
Mike Robles. No
Lynn Hardy.
Tifa.
Lynn Hardy is our favorite.
Yes.
Well, it just so happens that they are married to one another.
Get out of
And the
town.
great thing is Geeks of Cascadia will be there,
They will.
and we will be doing a daily show. So
We will.
you can tune in. If you don't have the program, we will tell you what's going to happen
Exactly.
the next day.
We put it up like the night before?
We do. We put it the night before. And Paul and I did it every day when we were there.
Every day.
Rebeculous. And Rebeculous will be there this time. Right, Rebeculous?
I will be there. You're going to do my song and dance number, right? You included that in the program?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Hello,
I've been rehearsing.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl.
Now I got to come up with another routine.
Oh,
Thanks.
no. Sorry,
Thanks.
I took your show.
Thanks, Still.
Well,
Can I call you Still?
So, go to orcacon.org.
yes.
Badge sales are going to be cut off sometime, like probably right after Christmas.
Better hurry.
Better hurry.
People are buying them up.
We're ahead of last year's sales, and we almost sold out last year.
Get a room.
Get a room. The room rate's going to be cut off probably a couple weeks before the convention.
But if you email us at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com and say, attention, Paul, I need a bed, Paul will have an extra bed, and
Blue Samurai's personal phone number is what I'll give you. Yes. Everybody come stay in my room.
Yes. Free booze.
No. No. Mine.
So, is that it?
That's the con news I'm
pretty good.
focused
That's
on.
pretty
Yeah.
good. All right.
There's much more going on.
Oh, yeah. BJ Shea's Nation will be there.
Yeah.
We got some Wizards will be there.
Yeah. Anybody you want to throw out there? Boards Alive podcast is going to be there.
Yeah, Boards Alive will be there. It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go.
All right, go
You
ahead.
should go. Oh, I submitted you for your comp badge
Hey, thanks.
because you're a media person.
Oh.
I took that over
did you do
from
that?
you today.
Oh, I will. I might approve it. I don't know. I haven't decided. I approve those. Denied.
We can have a vote.
Okay. So, what do we got for board game news?
Well, you know how I try and have a theme. You know how I do that, right?
Sure.
So, I don't know. We're kind of doing the educational thing this time.
Oh.
I didn't have a lot of time to research, but I came up with this really nifty game from Tacoma, right down here. The game is called Success Factors. It's kind of the only thing I don't love about it is the name. But that's by this gentleman, Corbett Mosley. Sorry, Corbett, if I butchered your last name. It is a 2 to 6 player game about investing in your community. And there's a lot of investment games and this and that, but this one piqued my interest. Not only is it a very sexy looking game, but it's more of a life skills, teach your kids how to, balance the budget and thoughtfully choose a career and invest their money and that kind of thing.
Cool.
I needed this game. I wish I had this game growing up because countless checking accounts were closed because I thought if I had checks in my wallet, then I had money.
Oh.
That's not how it works. Anyway, that's
not
another
how that
story.
works.
So it's 2 to 4 player game, 2 to 6, excuse me. Use business income to invest in philanthropic projects. You earn money, which is represented by poker chips, as your token travels through the board with the overall goal of being to have the most philanthropic investments and wealth at the end of the game. And by philanthropic, they mean investing in a community center or environmental sustainability or job training or something like that, not like buying a mansion or that kind of thing. So this guy, Corbett Mosley, has 3 teenage boys, and he kind of wanted to teach them some life lessons, education, career, money management, healthy life choices. What I didn't quite understand was that this game was inspired by the passing of rapper Nipsey Hussle. That's what he said. And it's based on small economics and investing in small businesses, and it has realistic entry-level wages for a variety of occupations. He looked this stuff up. This is what you're going to get paid if you start along these career paths. How to get good credit, how to repair it if you have bad credit, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow,
I
that's
know,
really
it's
cool.
a really kind of complete life skills game, and it looked pretty simple. It's drawing cards and using strategies, but there's also the surprise of what the card turns up, and you have to deal with unexpected challenges, because that is life.
And this is really important. So I worked in banking for 20 years, decades at a credit union, where a main part of my job was helping young people who were just starting out learn how to bank and how to make decisions and how to take care of at least the money side of their life. Yeah. And there's a lot of people who don't know things at all because they haven't been taught.
It's very true, and I don't know. Like I said, I never had that growing up, and I had real money issues. But I also had that thing back in the day when people wrote checks when they had their checkbook.
Yes.
And you were able to write it and know that it wouldn't go through for a couple days.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of got caught up in that trap and things just went
Yeah,
downhill.
that's
but that's
the
not
problem.
a thing anymore. People don't do that anymore.
No, check's clear now.
So I thought that was really neat. There's by the time this airs, there'll still be a few weeks left on Kickstarter, and they're not really even close to their goal yet. And I plan on contributing myself, and I think you guys should too, because it looks really cool. Success Factors.
Yep.
And new name. Anyway, the second one comes from Nigeria. And it's called, I'm not really sure how it's pronounced, Igbo with an accent. Igbo. I'm going to call it Igbo.
Okay.
Because it spells Igbo to me.
Don't know what you're talking about.
That means forest in
Oh.
Yoruba. Yoruba, I guess, is language. Started in Nigeria in 2016. This woman, whose name I also can't pronounce, she wanted a fun way to promote sustainability, and so she came up with this 20 to 30-minute strategy game. It's really cool. This thing looks great. The whole game itself is sustainably made and manufactured, and the gameplay demonstrates the finite nature of natural resources. It's really simple. They have 3 themes that work together to promote sustainability. There's land cover, there's desert, and there's windbreak. And these are all demonstrated by different colors of wooden discs. Really nice looking, really simple. Looks like a Go board or something
Okay.
like that, but it's not quite. Each player gets 36 seeds and 4 desert pieces. You want to build up the seeds to come up with 5, either in a row or in a 5, like a 5 looks on a die or something. And as soon as you get that, the middle one becomes the trunk. And since Igbo means forest, you're basically trying to build a forest.
Cool.
So as soon as you pile other seed tiles, discs, on top of your trunk, then your trunk starts to grow, and then you can turn over the remaining seed tiles, and those become the roots. If they're not turned over yet, your windbreak discs can blow them away. Your desert stopper discs can, all things can be used to benefit or, offensively or defensively. So it's kind of a game of strategy, but also with a little like, hey, these resources are finite, so you're screwed if you don't.
Yeah, cool.
You know what I'm trying
Resource management game.
Yes, exactly. But it's really elegant. It's really nice looking. Yeah, that's about it.
And it's only
for
$19.
Igbo. Is it? Did you just look it up?
Yeah, it's only $19.
Oh, nice.
Get after it. They're
like
already fully funded.
Yeah, super, super sexy looking. Do I say that about each game? Sexy.
Not all of them, just the ones you think are sexy.
No, I like that one. That looks really cool. Igbo, from Nigeria. And then this isn't really an educational one, but there's this game called Remember It. And it is from Valencia, Spain. Iwana Rozak from Valencia, Spain. It's a memory game, but it's supposedly life-changing. It's an unconventional board game that you will immediately see effective results that will improve your day-to-day life. A simple and authentic game will help you and other players discover that you can improve your memory in a split moment. And it's something about you move your tokens across the board, and every time you move around the board, you collect these password cards.
No.
And the password, anything, a shark, a basket, a nail, a spoon, a boat, whatever. And you're supposed to remember these. You know that game Simon, where you remembered what you hit and how many sequence and all that. You're supposed to remember all these passwords in sequence, and you get up to like 15, 20, and it's kind of difficult. But then there's this thing, and they don't tell you. They don't tell you in the video, and they don't tell you in the Kickstarter description. There is a secret card. And when you are dealt this confidential secret card, you will be able to all of a sudden remember 15 plus passwords, no problem. This is what it claims.
Wow.
I know. I think they're just making you buy it.
Yeah.
Because you want to know the secret. But that's basically it. It says, so the secret is crucial for your successful completion of the game. Your mind will be unlocked with the secret, and it seems unbelievable how your friend, even with the worst memories, can now rattle off a list of 20 plus passwords in this game, and even backwards.
Wow.
It's like supercalifragilistic. Anyway, that was it.
Looks cool.
It is called, quite simply, Remember It. I had to scroll up to remember the name of this game.
Only 20 euros.
So I don't think I'm going to succeed at this, but I don't know, the life-changing claim. That's quite a claim. Never have I read that a game's going to change your life like that.
Yeah.
Will you remind me to get that?
I will try. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you love miniatures, and why wouldn't you? Check out Games Workshop. There's some pre-orders available right now at Games Workshop. Middle Earth, the strategy battle game. So if you love Middle Earth and you love maybe, I don't know, leading an army of hobbits or orcs, then check out Age of Sigmar. That is out. Blood Bowl. You love blood? You like football?
You like bowls? You like blood?
Yeah.
Blood.
So you combine, Warhammer stuff and football, and you get Blood Bowl. You should check it out. Also, there is new planes for Aeronautica Imperialis. So I think that's part of Warhammer. So check that out. Games Workshop. Make a great Christmas present. Also available from Pathfinder on Kickstarter is the Intervane. Did I get that right? Intervane RPG campaign for Kickstarter. It's a dark fantasy world which explores themes of imperialism, subterfuge, war, and madness.
Not subterfuge.
But above all, engages your heroic imagination to overcome these things. So check out a new universe in the Pathfinder world. So check that out on Kickstarter. I think that's all I have on that. Do we have anything else before we go into our awesome game review of Parks?
Now, there's a lot of nifty, gifty things out since Christmas. Mm-hmm. There's a nice leather-bound D&D spellbook.
Okay. With real spells?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course, real spells.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to talk to you guys. We might have to do you know how we do these episodes every other week? We might have to do another one next week because we got some content we need to push
do we?
out.
Okay.
We'll talk later about that.
I'll change my spa appointment.
That's right.
Anyway,
Did you
let's
just
go
say
check
sausage?
out the Yeah, that's how we do sausage here. That's how we do sausage.
Okay.
That's right. Mm-hmm. All right. There we go. All right. Anyway, with that, let's check out the review. This section of the podcast is brought to you by Around the Table, Lynnwood's premier game store and hangout for game lovers of all ages. Buy a game, play one of ours, or join us for a drink. Whichever you choose, you'll have a great time. Around the Table GamePub. Now back to our show.
Hey geeks, it's time for another tabletop game review. I'm Kelly and this is Doug, and today we're playing 59
Parks.
No, we're playing Parks.
Parks.
It's just Parks.
Just Parks.
That was created in collaboration with 59 Parks print series.
Okay. So tell me about this game, because I haven't played it. You picked it up a while back.
It was kicked about halfway through the summer. The Kickstarter finally came through.
Okay, cool.
Picked it up off of Kickstarter.
Nice.
So the idea is you're hiking through parks collecting resources to buy parks, or more accurately, these resources represent what you've hiked, and so when you hike through different types of paths, you've gone through a certain park. And the goal is to collect those parks so that you get the most victory points. Things like, we look at Capitol Reef National Park here is worth 4, but the Great Basin is only worth 3 because it's an easier hike. And that's pretty much the principle of the game.
Interesting. So what kind of stuck out at you about this game? Why did you kickstart it to begin with?
So the 59 Parks Prince series company went through a bunch of artists and had them do their favorite national park and then the key thing from each of those parks. So every single park in this deck is by a different artist and has a different style, and it's absolutely gorgeous artwork.
Yeah, I can tell. It's got really nice artwork just on these tiles here. Really on the box art. Even looking
inside. Flip that around.
This thing, we've got a little nice sleeve that goes around it, and there's artwork on the edges.
So you Washingtonians will recognize Mount Rainier National Park.
Yeah, if we've been there.
If you've been there.
So take me through kind of a sample turn on how we would play the game.
Okay. You remember Heaven and Ale?
Yes, I do remember Heaven and Ale.
All right. So your hikers are going to move forward. They can never move back.
Okay.
And they just move. You move one of them forward, and you do the action there. You pick up any extra resources that are there. You pick up the resources that they would say, or do the action that it says to do. This trail will get longer. By the end of the game, we'll have all of these tiles out. And once all of these tiles are gone, the game is over. So you have 5 rounds before you end. You can't land anywhere another hiker lands unless you want to spend your campfire. Mm-hmm. Your campfire will renew when one of your hikers makes it to the trail's end, and you get your campfire again so that you can re-land on the same space another player is, including your own hiker. So if you wanted to land on the space of your own hiker, you'd have to spend your campfire. These actions pretty much get you resources. These are very basic tiles. We've got water from the ocean. We've got mountains from the mountains, forest from the forest, sun from the valley. We also have a vista here that lets us either get a new canteen or take a picture. And if you take a picture, you get to spend 2 resources. It doesn't matter what kind of resources, and you get to take a picture. And they all have tiny little pictures. We'll probably do a zoomed in of that one.
Oh yeah, we'll take some pictures of this just so you
they're
can
all different. All of these pictures
see
are different.
some of the nice artwork.
And they're all worth 1 victory point at the end of the game. And then because you took the picture, you get the camera, which is worth 1 victory point at the end of the game, and gives you a 1 resource discount when taking pictures.
Oh, nice.
And since
Do I start with it?
Because I'm got the first player token, which
Okay.
is also worth a victory point at the end of the game. I'm first player, so last player gets to start with the camera.
Nice.
Fun thing. And that's what happens at the Vista. Now, the canteens also do things like give you resources. However, you can only fill your canteen anytime you would get water. So you can't fill it with sun, you have to fill it with water, and only when the water's fresh. So you can go to the ocean, pick up 2 things of water, put 1 on your canteen, 1 into your resources, and then your canteen does whatever the canteen says. Mine makes mountains, Doug's makes forests.
Yes.
And then you get that particular resources added to your station. And then the next player moves. When all but 1 hiker have made it to the end, the last hiker has to move to the end. Now, at the end, at the trailhead, we have trailhead and trail end. At the trail end, you can do 1 of 3 things. You can reserve a park, which you take 1 of these and you just put it face down, and then a new park is reserved. And if you're the first player to make it to the reserve a park station, you get the first player token, because I flipped it the wrong direction. And that's the benefit of reserving a park, is you get the first player token. One of the other things you can do is buy gear. Gear usually gives you discounts. Things like trail maps, journals, compasses allow you to navigate the parks easier, which means you have to spend less resources navigating those parks. This one says it costs 1 less water to visit parks. This compass says it's 2 less sun to visit the parks. This leather one we have up says things like the wide angle lens makes your camera better, so you actually can take pictures in the valley. And you have the option when you buy it to immediately take a picture, because who doesn't want to test out a brand new camera? And that's how those works.
Okay.
The first person to arrive here gets a sun added to the resources, and then they have to buy equal to the cost of those. Last thing you can do at the trail's end is visit a park, in which case you would turn in your resources and get a face-up park instead of a face-down park.
Did you say when you reserve a park you get a face-up one?
You get a face-down one.
Oh.
And then when you visit a park, you can turn it face-up instead of buying from them.
Okay. But you can't ever draw from the park stack.
That is correct.
All right.
That would be Splendor-esque and really awesome.
Yeah, it would be.
House rule.
Yeah, it could be a house rule.
Could be a house rule. Finally, we have year goals, which could be, for example, this one says, Year of the Woods. Get 6 trees on total on all the parks you visited, and take 3 pictures.
Ooh.
And that'll be worth 2 victory points at the end of the game. If you get 10 trees on the total on all the parks you visited and take 5 pictures, it's worth 3 victory points. So only 1 additional victory point for getting that bonus, but it's just a year bonus. And that would be dealt out randomly, so nobody else is knowing what you're going to get.
So secret kind of personal goals.
Secret thing.
Okay.
And they're all sorts of cool things. Visit parks with mountains. Year of the Heights. And that's how you play.
Now I see this Season of Growth card. Is that kind of how you dealt out these resources?
That is exactly
here?
how we dealt out those. And depending on what the season is, we'll get a discount. For example, this one says you get a sun anytime you get a forest.
Okay.
So if you go to the forest, you would get a forest, a rain, and a sun according to the season. And the seasons do change. This one is the Season of Flowers, and parks will cost 1 less water to visit.
Oh, nice.
And then, as Doug noted, at the bottom we have the resource
where you deal out resources, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, has this made it to distributors yet? Has it made it to stores yet? other than kickstarting it?
If the store kicked it. I know that my new store kicked it, which is why I have it.
Oh, nice.
And there was a bunch of extra stuff with the kick. Like, he got a bunch of decks, like a normal deck of cards with ace and spades and kings and queens with this art.
Oh, nice.
And it's gorgeous.
I take it the metal star token is also kind of Kickstarter.
A lot of it, yeah. These cool token trays, they look like logs. They're fantastic.
And I mean, just looking, you showed me this.
The box
The insert is really nice as well. It's very easy to get these cardboard pieces out.
Everything stacks really neatly.
Yeah.
They actually recommend, because they left room in the box for the punch outs.
Mm-hmm.
Right, for all of these tokens, they say
goes under the plastic,
so everything's nice and tight.
Yeah, I like it when they think ahead on that, because I think it was Via Nebula and Quadropolis, so something like the Days of Wonder stuff, where they've got like lots of punches. You can use that.
Yeah, as opposed to leaving it intentionally higher.
Mm-hmm. So you have space, but then it's just.
But then it looks bad on the shelf.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the game. Doug and I are gonna play a little bit and then discuss our thoughts.
Yeah. So we've played a few turns of this just to kind of give me an idea of what this is like, and it seems like a really good idea. We've got these little wildlife minis pieces that Kelly showed me that are all different shapes of wildlife. So we've got a moose. This looks like a ram of some kind, a fish.
And they're wild. They represent, they're wild tokens. They're wild cards. And the wildlife is wild. It's my favorite joke, I'm sorry. Of this entire explanation, it is my favorite joke.
Oh, that's fine. But you were telling me that you kind of came up with some house rules to kind of fix some of the issues that you came up with playing this game?
We found that with 2 players, we weren't cycling through the gear enough. With 4 players, we had enough people buying the gear going through because, well, you get a son just to go and buy gear. So in 4 players, 2 players will get son to buy gear. So we were going through the gear quickly enough. But when we went down to 2 players, we very quickly came to the conclusion that the gear out here we didn't want, and so it would sit. So why waste buying a gear just to turn over a new one that the opponent would probably buy when we could spend that time buying a park? So if you clear the gear out at the end of each round, especially in a 2-player game, we also found that some of the gear, when in combination of each other, would end up like breaking the game. There's a gear called a tent that allows you to spend your campfire to redo an action. In lieu of your turn, you would do the action that you've already done there. So you can sit at this extra buy a park station and skip to the end, refill your campfire, buy another park. I think I bought like 6 parks in one round, and when everyone else only has the opportunity to buy 2, little bit can break really easy. So we decided you can only have 1 of each color, or only 1 journal and only 1 map and 1 compass. You can't have 4 journals, that kind of stuff, just to limit.
I feel like with what you're saying is when you finally make it here to the trail end and it refreshes your campfire, I think you should only be able to use your campfire once around.
So it's, if you're a hiker, you can use your...
I know you're saying you can use the campfire to go on a space where another person is, but then there's also that tent that you were saying that...
There's the tent.
Spend your campfire to have your hiker revisit their current site. Yeah, it's basically...
combined with the Parks Pass.
Yeah, that is...
It was...
It's something to talk about with the players that have played it quite a bit and can see this interaction. And
there's nothing in the rules to clarify actually even how this reads. Like, do I do it in lieu of my action? Do I do my action and do this? It was a little weird. The tent is interesting.
Might be something to check to see if there's an FAQ on it or something.
Yeah, possibly on Geeks.
Clarified, yeah. But yeah, this game looks really nice. I mean, the quality of the pieces and everything and all the details they put in everything is really nice. So I might end up playing a full game and seeing how I like it. So
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We never really went through this in the beginning, but this is for 1 to 5 players, 10 and up, about half an hour to 60 minutes.
Yeah, it plays relatively quickly, and yeah, it doesn't take up much space. You can play it. This is literally all you need. Everything else is kind of superficial.
Would you take this camping?
So looking forward to playing Parks with Doug at OrcaCon.
That was not about Rosa Parks. You told me it was about Rosa Parks.
Well, yeah, I thought that might get your interest up.
It does.
It's about actual parks.
If I made a game about Rosa Parks, she would always win.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well ass-kissed to Rosa.
Of course.
But yeah,
Hello.
one of the many games
still
I'm
alive?
looking forward to playing at OrcaCon.
What?
I'm sorry, we're talking about Rosa Parks still.
No. We got to move on. Anyway,
It's like, Doug is great at teaching games. He's great at doing these game reviews. So that's going to be so much fun, and it looks great.
and he is doing a huge review of Tomb of Annihilation. So we'll make sure we'll have that up, and you're going to really enjoy that.
Really soon, yep. And speaking of board games, there's a place I like to buy board games, run by Tim Morgan, who is our interview.
Right.
It's around the table right here in Washington.
Let's go see what's going on with Tim.
Yeah.
This segment of the podcast is sponsored by Dragonflight, a tabletop games convention dedicated to promoting the educational and social benefits of gaming in the Pacific Northwest. Sign up now for the August 24th through 26th convention at the Bellevue Hilton at dragonflight.org. Now back to our show.
Hey guys, we're here at Dragonflight, and look, we ran into it's Tim Morgan from Around the Table GamePub. Hey Tim, how's it going?
Going good. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Really well.
All right.
So Tim, you know, we had you on the podcast a year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I feel like it was.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
And we talked about how do you get a game store going and how hard and difficult it is, and kind of depressed everybody. That's why no one's doing any game stores. But you have been doing well, and you've been...
Things are still going pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, you're still in business.
Still in business.
By the way, you look great.
Oh, thank you.
25% less Tim.
I have lost 35 pounds in the last year, yeah.
Wow.
That's good. But,
I am about to turn 50 next
Really?
3 weeks, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you Paul's already there.
I'm already there.
You're there. I'll be there right behind you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should have a game party.
Ooh, maybe we, yeah.
Steve, maybe you should lose 35 pounds before you turn 50.
Maybe I should. I think I'm doing pretty good.
I tried. Didn't work for me.
Well, Tim, talk to us what's going on with your store, and I want to talk a little bit about some of the community stuff that you've been doing.
Yeah.
Currently, what's going on now?
Yeah, well, we just wrapped up a big event with the Community Cat Coalition, which is a great local charity that deals with feral cats and gets them spayed so they don't create more
Great,
feral cats, and then finds their kittens home and stuff
And you
like that.
spayed him right there.
Right there.
At Around the Table.
We were actually doing it.
That's awesome. That's good.
So many tables, why not?
No, but they brought out their kitten ambassadors, which were
Okay.
these gorgeous little gray tabby, 6 weeks old or something like
Cool.
that. And
Now, was it a magic thing, or was it Magic Gathering? How'd you fundraise the money?
So we donated 10% of our sales that day
okay.
to them, and we had a silent
Cool.
auction going on, and got a lot of donations from the community, and we donated a few things, and we had people send us pictures of their pets, and for a donation we would post those up on our wall, and
It's cool.
we had just had a lot of fun.
Okay.
There was lots of awing at the cutest kittens in the world.
Well, you know what I really love about your store, and I wish more stores would do this, so if you own a game store, please do this, is you really give local game designers a chance.
Oh yeah, we love local game
So
designers.
how does that work? Because I know that game store owners have to get it from their distributor and all that, and there's certain rules, but you can put your own stuff on the shelf.
We
right?
yeah, and we, customers who come into the store love to see local games. They love to see their friends or people who could be their friends produce a game, and so any local game manufacturer out there, game designer out there, please come into our store and try to sell us your game because we'd love to carry it. We just put so much shelf space away, and even if they don't sell really well, we want to have them there just because it's a community thing.
That's awesome.
And so Yeah, there's that. We also work with Playtest Northwest, which is a local Seattle area group that helps people design and prototype games, and so.
Do they show up is there a particular day they show up?
Yeah, it's one Saturday a month.
Okay.
And now you're putting me on the spot here. I think it's third Saturday.
Calendar-
But don't quote me on that. It's
Calendar's
on our
probably on
calendar.
your website.
It is.
Yeah, it probably is.
attgamepub.com. Can I put a plug in there?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Right here.
There you go. And of course, we go to your establishment all the time.
least
Every
once a
Monday,
week.
right?
Yes.
Right. You know?
And
we try to spend money.
I don't think I plugged this the last time we had.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
there is another local game designer. His name is Tim Morgan, and he's designed a role-playing game called
really?
Ellis Kingdom in Turmoil.
What?
That is on our shelves.
How come
Well,
you've
really?
not said that to me? I've seen you for years now, and you haven't even mentioned it.
That was my big project before opening up a game store, was
wow.
to write this role-playing game. So it's a low fantasy, so it's very realistic, kind of realistic with quotes around
Oh,
it.
Okay.
Realistic medieval.
So instead of a tavern, you meet at a game store.
No, it's
Yeah.
you meet at the tavern.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, we love is the fact that your game store is not just a game store; it sells beer.
It sells beer.
Yeah. beer.
And ice cream. Yeah. Talk a little bit
17,
about that.
17 taps of beer and
Okay.
cider. We try to have at least half of them be fairly local. So Washington and Oregon.
And I'm a pretty stiff beer snob, and you guys make really good beer choices.
Well, my business partner Nick, he loves the beer.
No, he
and
does a good job.
He does a really good job of curating that
Yes.
list. But we also work with Full Tilt Ice Cream, which is another local Seattle area
Good.
company,
Yeah, and
and
you
they
had-
make great ice cream.
And you had a contest recently about creating flavors.
Yeah, this is our 5th year doing it. We
Okay.
have customers come in and fill out a little form of the flavor that they want to make, and they get to come up with a funny, usually
Okay.
game or geeky title for it.
One was Big B's
Tell us-
hand.
yeah,
We had a Big B's hand.
Okay, that's awesome.
We had a Earl Grey cold.
Okay.
A Star Trek
Yeah.
reference
Nice,
there.
Nice. That was cool. Yeah.
Those are the ones that are. Nice Day for a White Wedding was one of the.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. For
Titles?
those '80s people
yeah.
out there. Okay.
Well, all of us here who are
That's
around
true.
our
Yes.
50th birthday.
I might have danced to that at some point. So, what about what's the big thing that you sell? I mean, what's the big seller? What, you don't know?
Well, well
Damn it, Steve! You're putting me on the spot again.
I could take that question in several different ways.
Okay, yes.
So if you want what game is selling really well, I think my board game pick for this year is Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Okay.
Came out back
Okay.
in February or March or something like
Okay.
that. At least the English U.S. edition did, and it's just a great push your luck, bag building game. I really like that one.
I think we played that. Like you're making a potion, right?
Like you're making potions, yeah.
That's
I don't think I was there.
no. I
Was
played
I?
that game, and Doug did a review of it.
Okay. Okay.
No, I
Cool.
remember
But yeah.
It was pretty fun.
I really
Okay.
like that one.
Okay.
6th edition of Shadowrun was supposed to be out yesterday or the day before,
I
but
didn't realize it came out.
no,
Okay.
they pushed it back. They had some at Gen Con, and I hear there was like a 10-page errata sheet for the Gen Con edition, so
Oh, wow.
they
Oh.
went back to the presses or something like that. And
Oh dear.
now
Goodness.
now we're getting an October release on it.
Shadowrun is they make it here in Washington State, right?
Yeah, I
Is
think they
that-
do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where it's printed, but the company is here,
Right.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, Everett or something.
And you, what's the? I mean, obviously the big driver for your business is probably Magic too. I mean, that's.
I mean, we do a lot of Magic, and there was another game store kind of close to us that just went out of business, and they did a lot of Magic, so we have kind of taken on a lot of their customers.
Oh, okay.
But only about 15% of our business is Magic.
Okay.
We kind of like that, just because it's not good to have too many eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
So,
sense.
Well, as long as D&D is always there.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this wonderful thing you do called Silent Game Night.
Silent Game Night.
Yeah.
So that's one Friday a month, and I really don't remember. I think it's actually tonight. So what is tonight? Is tonight the third Friday?
Today is a Friday.
It's a Friday. Well, whatever Friday tonight is.
Yes.
And we have hearing impaired people, or fully deaf people, or people that just want to learn American Sign Language, and they show up and they play games silently.
That's
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
that's great.
Wait a minute. I'm going on a tangent here, but so my son Gavin, he's going to take American Sign Language, and so this is perfect.
So he can come down to the game store and practice his sign language as he's learning. Yeah,
so that's great.
And make friends.
Yeah, it all works out.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And it's probably aside from like a Magic pre-release or something, it's our busiest recurring event.
Wow.
We usually get like 20 to 30 people show up for it.
That's great.
You know, I've been going in there like on other days, and it's like there's no space around there. So when is Tim going to expand?
Yes.
When are you going to take out the entire strip mall? For example, no one needs that donut shop down there because that donut shop's never open.
Or there's lots of places.
You don't come early enough in the day for the donut shop to be open.
That's true.
They make good donuts. Don't.
All right, I won't put down the donut shop.
But yeah, we have really outgrown our location, and our long-term plan is to get. We've got light rail coming to our city sometime this decade.
I did not know that. That's really,
not this decade.
I don't
no,
usually
right.
pay attention to that stuff. That's good. Okay.
So we want to find a bigger location within walking distance, within a block or two of the light rail station.
You guys are already looking right now.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you can tell us?
I do not have anything I can tell you right now.
Are you going to make sure you still have a back room for people like us to spend all of our money on?
That is still to be determined, but yeah, we'd like to be accommodating to everyone.
That's good.
Cool.
We love the back room.
We love the back room. We love the back room.
I mean, we will literally spend more money so that no other people go in
Yeah.
there.
Well, next week we'll add that to the bill.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, good. Just a surcharge. Paul?
I think that's great. We covered the bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to.
You're doing great. Love coming to your store. It's like it's my
great.
my relaxing time. It's Monday night is my Friday of my week. That's what it is. Just go chill out. I'm at around the table. Everything's great now, and then begin my weekend.
And I know it kind of probably bothers you to have a lot of that. You got older inventory in the back. I know you're trying to. You rotate it out.
Well,
it's kind of cool though to have the old games in there.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that we do. That's the part of the business that I love the most is all of those used games because we buy used games. You know, people come in, sell us the games they don't like anymore, and then we go through them. And because we want all the customers that buy them to have a good experience, we go through the games and make sure they're complete before we put them out.
Yeah.
And so, that back room also gets used as the staging area for that used game processing.
We love looking at that stuff.
And, there's some old gems back there.
We saw Lap Dance.
Yes.
That's a newer one, but
that was hilarious.
Yes.
but there's like a Spelljammer box set back there right now that I just counted the other day, and like a German copy of Robo Rally.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah.
You actually had in there. You probably sold it really quickly, but you had like first generation D&D stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was thinking of buying it, but it's like, boom, gone.
Yeah.
It was. It's like, oh man.
I think I still have I think I still have it at the store, and I just bought another copy today, about an hour ago, of Eldritch Wizardry, one of the original D&D supplements.
And you visit cons a lot. You'll be at OrcaCon, right?
I'll be at OrcaCon.
Okay, that's a good plug. I hope you'll be there.
And this convention, Dragonflight, has a wonderful auction. It's one of the best. It's one of the best parts of Dragonflight for me. Is I get to exert my capitalism.
Yeah, other people don't like it when you show up.
Yeah,
by the way. It's like, Tim's here. I can't get it. Oh man. Well, anyway, this is a pleasure interviewing with you.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
We love you.
We do.
We love you guys.
Well, with that, I think that's it.
Yep.
And
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Yeah.
Don't you just love Tim?
Yes.
Tim's great.
Yeah, I love him. Thank you, Tim. Thanks for letting us use your awesome
You know, let's
place
hang out here
every single
Yeah.
Monday night. Thanks for letting us sleep here. Thanks
Yeah.
for letting us, have our loud parties here. Tim's great.
It's that or we go to his house.
If you're ever in Edmonds, Washington,
We're in Lynnwood.
stop by around. Oh, are we?
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
Isn't this Lynnwood?
That's that weird
Yeah,
part.
it's
Yeah.
kinda That's cool. You guys do any nerdy stuff, or you recommend any nerdy stuff before we sign off? I've been watching The Watchmen. Great show.
I have to get caught up on The Watchmen. It is great.
Mandalorian.
I also have to get caught up on that.
Oh my God. Didn't even talk
Mrs.
about it.
Maisel.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Start watching the Mrs. Maisel. That's not nerdy, is it?
It's
Sure,
kind of,
why
yeah.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I missed a lot of that show. I saw some of it while my wife was watching it because she started watching it, and then I didn't get to see any of it because she watched it while I was at work.
Well,
It's entertaining.
while this, I think last week, there was the Black Widow trailer
Yes, which I watched. Looks great.
and the Wonder Woman trailer.
Yes,
Really
Wonder
good.
Woman 1984.
Yes. Great year.
Yeah.
Lightning,
Great year.
whatnot.
Not for
Is
me.
there anything like American Horror
Wearing
Story
that
1984?
big shiny gold breastplate outfit.
Oh,
I'm gonna dress up when I go and see the movie.
the action!
Okay.
The action is fantastic. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
So
know
which
what I'm
one's
gonna
better,
dress up
Black
as.
Widow or Wonder Woman? Or they're both?
Oh, that's apples.
Well,
and
one of them
oranges, sir.
is Marvel and part of an interesting world.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the only
Careful.
movie franchise
Well, I'm just trying to...
that's good in the DC universe.
I'm just trying to cause some
Well,
controversy.
I'm a DC guy, but their movies are kind of meh.
Yeah.
But Wonder Woman's great.
It is great. But if you have an opinion about any of this stuff, you can email us at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com
Or you can hate tweet at us at Geeks of Cascadia on Twitters.
Or you can call his personal phone number, which is right.
Right
That joke
there.
never gets
Right.
old. I'm going to start putting it up, though.
You can also tweet us, Geeks of Cascadia. Facebook us at Geeks of Cascadia. Make
Gaze
sure
of
you-
Cascadia?
Geeks of Cascadia.
Oh, why not?
Yeah,
we're
and
progressive here.
Yeah, we are.
And please
Yeah, we are.
review us.
Yes.
On whatever medium you use to listen to us,
Yes.
or Facebook, or you can't rate us on Twitter, but
We're
you can.
pretty...
Smoke signals
Yeah, we're
for
pretty
my
desperate.
people.
So, 5 stars.
Yes. And just to say Marvel sucks, I love DC. Well, you guys are wrong.
Who says Marvel sucks?
Nobody.
Nobody. All right. Well, with that, I think that's about it. We got a D&D night.
But some
going on.
D&D.
That's
Yes.
So with that, embrace the nerd, and I hope you make that saving throw.